Hi everyone, I'm Iris and welcome to my channel Young Fire Beauty. In today's video, we'll be exploring a Western bridal look. This is a very elegant and polished look, and it can also be used for any other formal events you might attend. So grab your brushes and let's get started. Okay, so as you can see, Anna already has a prime look on. What I mean by that is she actually is sporting a look from the former video that I've done, which is the Day Look Office Glam. If you haven't had a chance to check it out, so please take a look at it. It just gives you an idea of what you can do to polish up for a work or a day without it being overdone. I am just boning up on what she already has. So I'm doing a contour right now, a little bit of a heavier contour, because being that it's going to be for bridal, there's going to be, understandably, a fair amount of photos, maybe video, a lot of photos probably. So this is for Western bridal. Adding to the contour, basically I've chosen a darker contour this time. And I'm putting it in exactly the same spot that I put in the last video, which I talked about jawline, cheekbones, forehead, temples. You know, for someone like Anna, because her bone structure is so strong, it's really easy to place. Like, I could take one look at her and see, okay, you know, this is where there are indentations and this is where it's sharper. So I'm just adding to that. It depends on your face shape. Depending on what you have, you're going to be contouring in a different way. So here I'm applying a deeper blush than what she had before. It's a slightly darker peachy pink shade rather, using a big fluffy brush so that the color is dispersed but not all over the place. So I'm still keeping it centralized on the apples of her cheeks and a little bit on the cheekbones. Careful not to put it too high up or you kind of end up getting a very, you know, at risk of being derogatory, 80s look. So I'm keeping it more centralized, but not patchy, like I'm still dispersing it. So here I'm placing some more highlight on her brow. So contrary to the office look, I'm choosing a little bit more of a shine in the shadow for her brow bone here, because it's you know, she's getting married, it's a glamorous event. I'm also adding a slightly deeper mauve color to the lids. It's more of a smoky mauve. Also has a little bit of a shine to it. And I've chosen a flat brush to really pack on the color. And notice I'm using a pressing motion and spreading a little bit, but not so much a brushing back and forth motion, just to make sure I'm really keeping the color pressed into the lid. So I'm using a dark plum here, darker plum rather, and I'm just putting it in the crease and the outer corner of the eye. So where your placement is really going to depend on your eye shape. Anna's eyes are more almond and long, which means that the world is her oyster. She can do whatever she wants with her eyes. I'm choosing to elongate them a little bit by adding a little bit of a darker plum to the outside edge. So here I'm using a fluffy brush that's got a little bit of highlighting pink powder, nothing sparkly, but I'm just cleaning up the residue that might have fallen from the shadow under her eyes. This is really important because if we don't do this, it just ends up looking mucky and dirty. Here I'm using sort of this pencil brush. It almost looks like a Q-tip, and I'm dipping it into a dark mauve shadow, and I am basically smoking out the eyeliner that's already on there from the previous clip. It's a mauvey liner, and I'm using a darker mauve to smudge it out. So here I'm taking a darker mauve, and I'm using a very small brush to put in the outer corner of her eye for definition. Anytime you use black or like a dark color in the outer third of the eye, you're going to create more definition. I mean, that sounds logical, right? But I'm using a fluffier brush to brush that out, because otherwise you're just gonna get this hard edge, which is, it's a look, but it's not what we're looking for bridal. Okay, so in the former day look video, I had actually used brown mascara and also lashes on Anna, like a more natural pair of lashes. Here I'm using a black mascara because it's bridal. I want it to be more, a little bit more defined. So I'm applying a little bit more mascara here. For bridal, no matter what kind of day it is, go with waterproof. You never know if someone's gonna cry or if it's gonna be too hot or rain. Just waterproof is it's just safe. Just waterproof everything. Okay, so here I'm applying a second pair of eyelashes for Anna. It seems that typically brides will wear 2 pairs or 1 pair of really thick ones. Because I have another pair underneath there, I'm just applying a pair of thicker ones on top. This is personal preference. Some brides they just don't want to do that. They want 1 pair of really light ones. Indian bridal, which is the next video we're gonna do, I've seen brides wear 3 pairs or 5 pairs, so it's really personal preference. Okay, so I've chosen a pinky liner for Anna. It's sort of a medium pink. I'm just lining her lips. Some people like to overline their lips. Some people like their lips to be defined exactly as they are. It's all personal preference. And I've chosen sort of a medium mauvey gloss for Anna as well. And I'm applying that with a brush. If you have the time, applying with a brush is obviously a little bit more even, a little bit more precise. Most people will just apply straight from the tube or the wand, and she's just smacking her lips together for evenness.
Hey guys, thanks so much for watching. If you're able to find this video informative, please feel free to subscribe and like Yang Fire Beauty, and also check out my Instagram at irisajax.makeup. Love you guys.